it was the beginning of the week where our producer Grant, he came into the studio and he said he was just on leave, but he had seen over the course of just a week of being at home, traveling around, saw 3 accidents involving delivery scooter drivers. And you know what? And then we had a fascinating call with Gideon Joubert. He's better known online as Mr. Deliver. He's a delivery driver, and he offered us a glimpse into the realities of life on the road. And so listeners wanted to know more. What's it really like spending all day navigating traffic? How much do drivers actually earn? There's of course the pressure when you have to get to a destination when it comes to timing. And so we asked Gideon to come into our studio. He's a little bit wet because you've been traveling on your bike all the way from Constantia.
Yeah, correct.
On the M3. And tell us about firstly about Mr. Deliver. You've been in this business for some time, but you thought, let me give people a little bit more insight. Let me start a YouTube channel.
Yeah. So I was a surf coach from the lockdown, just after lockdown at Surf Emporium. I'm not advertising for them, don't worry. But I was there for a couple of years, and then I found Uber Eats. And I figured, wow, I'm making 2.5K up to 5K. So 5,000 Rand is possible in 1 week. But you need to put in the hours, and it's hard work. So with Uber Eats, I don't know about Mr. D, I'm not on that app. I would like to be on Mr. D, but on Uber Eats, you can make your own hours. So you can work up to 12 hours at a time, and then you have to take a 6-hour break.
Yeah, look, 12 hours in the delivery economy is long. I work a 3-hour show and I want to go sleep. I need to, and you know, I need to take my own precaution. But if you're on the road for 12 hours, the fatigue does set in.
Hold
the
on.
pressure sets in.
This is where the kick comes in. So Uber Eats allows us to be our own boss. In other words, we don't have to put in 12 hours. In other words, I can work half an hour and then I go offline. And I can do that a couple times a day, as many times as I want. So I can take as many breaks in between as I want.
Yeah, look, I think many people are conflicted because since COVID, we've now relied the e-commerce sector and delivery sector that has now exploded. We like having the convenience of ordering something, and you know it, in a reasonable amount of time, you hear the scooter down the road and it's delivered home, whether it's a parcel, whether it's a burger. But at the same time, many people complain, oh, these delivery drivers on the road, they drive like maniacs. What's your thoughts on that when people ask you about why, and they use the generalization, of course, why do these delivery drivers drive like maniacs?
Yeah, so time crunch is definitely one of those factors. As I mentioned last time when I was on air, we don't get paid by distance, we get paid by demand on Uber Eats. So the more dangerous something is, if it's in a dangerous location, you can even deliver in Mitchell's Plain, by the way. So I want people to see you can make a lot of money, you can be your own boss, you can make your own hours, and you can earn like thousands every week, anywhere in Cape Town. In other words, some days I feel less just to go to Bloubergstrand, and you know, I'm usually in Muizenberg, but Bloubergstrand has the mountain and the sunset and blah, blah, blah. So then I go there and I go online in Blouberg.
But I've been looking at some of your videos, and I wonder just how much do you actually make, and is this the reason why so many drivers have to dash? There's a video where you were at Surfers Corner, but you had to deliver something at Noordhoek.
Yes.
But the value of the thing that you had to deliver was something like only like 38 Rand.
To Noordhoek, no, that was the Gatti ice creams, I believe, wasn't it?
Yes, that was the ice creams.
Yes, the value was 109.99.
Okay, but you only got 38 Rand.
Yes, the delivery was 38 Rand, but that is a regular customer, and I think she has the Uber Eats subscription every month where they don't pay for delivery fees. So it's like Uber Eats, they have a big bank account where they have billions, and then they get these jobs and they try pay as little as possible. So the more people say, no thank you, I don't want that job, it's going too far and paying too little, the more it gets, the more it gets pushed up. So I've been paid 120 Rand for 4 kilometers just because it was close to midnight. I love my midnight deliveries. The roads are empty and, it's like therapy for
What
me.
are you delivering at midnight?
McDonald's and KFC mostly. The McDonald's in Plumstead is open 24 hours. Once again, I'm not advertising for them.
Look, the e-commerce sector has become so much part of our lives, but it's also become part of our conversation. Some of the companies who hire say, and then people ask why is there a disproportion of migrants who work as delivery drivers, and the response is, well, there are South Africans who apply, who join, but soon they drop the job because they either see it as too difficult, too dangerous, doesn't pay as much as they hoped it was. What is it that keeps you in the sector?
Sure, I don't know where you got that research because
this was from the 60 Checkers Checkers chairperson who said that there is they hire South Africans, but 80% of them fall away.
Yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. I actually read that article, yes. And with Uber Eats, it's a bit different. There's not many locals at all. I wish that more people could join this app because sometimes I have 3 orders at once.
Wow.
And
so why is it that you think that so many South Africans don't take up this job?
I don't know. Maybe they just don't know about it. And that's why I have my YouTube channel and social media. And I'm trying to show the 8 million unemployed people in South Africa. There's employment. There's low skill, high paying, super high paying jobs.
But your bike is your bike? But I know that many drivers hire. Do you rent other bike? Okay.
Yes, I rent my motorcycle. It's 650 Rand every week. And then my petrol is around 800 a week. So with that 650, I get roadside assistance included, and all my servicing costs are taken care of.
What training did you have to undergo? Did you have a bike license before? Did you have to go show that you have a particular level of training? Because if I look at, and I appreciate, they are predominantly the young men who are on these delivery apps. They're racing up against the clock. They're trying to get as many deliveries as possible. They're scooting and zooming all over the place. There have been times I have shouted at someone out of a window. How do I know that the people who are on our scooters, on the motorbikes, are adequately trained?
Yeah, I actually was listening to the conversation of Saskia Falcon when she was in for Pippa Hudson. I sound like a CapeTalk nerd now, but I probably am. And it's thanks to my Oma and Opa, Frikkie and Marlene. I just need to give a shout out to them. They raised me and everything. And they even play CapeTalk while they sleep. Yes, really. And anyway, I was listening to that, and yes, they drive dangerously, but they shouldn't, obviously. And I'm trying to point that out, and I hope that this,
So
improves
do you
stuff.
monitor? Do you try and talk to your colleagues and ask
a
why
lot.
did you do that? You told me when you called in the other day that you even scold people for littering.
Not scolding,
You gently nudge them into a proper direction.
Yeah. Like I talk to you now, I talk to them like a brother. And I see God in everyone else. That is like my spiritual thing. And I treat people how I want them to treat me. And anyway, I told him $500 if you throw your paper on the floor.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Yes, I do know there is a bylaw, but what is it that you want your customers to know? What is it that you want Cape Town motorists to know? We're hardworking individuals. We're up under pressure. We are generally law-abiding, and we're all trying to make ends meet. What do you want your customers to know?
So I want them to know that it is not an easy job, obviously, and we risk our lives. And I've almost been murdered multiple times. Wow. Yeah, unfortunately, just because I lane filter. So like going between the cars, people literally use their car as a weapon to block me. And I have stuff on video. Anyway, just be careful and give us a gap, please, guys.
There's generally the moral question about when it's raining, when it's the cups of weather.
today.
Yeah, like today. Is it ethical to order something in when there's a person who has to risk their life on a motorbike to get your burger or your pizza to you?
May I ask how many minutes do I have left?
In 60 seconds.
Okay, so just to repeat the question one more time.
There's a moral question that many people have. Whether it's raining, do they order? Whereas you, the driver, has to risk your life.
Yes, so you can deliver in a car, by the way. You can use your car to do Uber Eats, which I did for the first year. So it is dangerous. Your wheels can slip, any white lines, and you slip. So, yeah, the rain makes it horrible. Fortunately, I have a rain suit, and that's why I'm dry right now.
Well,
yeah.
Gideon Joubert is also known as Mr. Deliver. Mister Deliver. He's on the socials, but also a great video channel on YouTube. And I've learned quite a bit from you. Really appreciate your time. Keep listening to Cape Talk, Gideon, and please send your regards to Mom and Dad and Gran and Grandpa, Cape Talk listeners as well.